5 foods that secretly steal your muscle after 60. Testosterone levels peak in your late teens and early 20s, and then gradually decline, with age at a rate of about 1% per year. But this natural decline can be accelerated by certain foods that you might be eating without even knowing it. These secret muscle-robbing foods can make your muscles vanish right before your eyes. You'll look older, feel weaker, and have zero motivation to work out. And unfortunately, most people don't know this until their muscles are already gone. This is why we made it our mission to find the 5 worst foods that can steal your muscle after the age of 60, so you can avoid them and keep your hard-earned gains. The first food that steals your muscle is vegetable oils. Vegetable oils are the main cause for the rise in chronic inflammation seen throughout the Western world. Vegetable oils like corn, cottonseed, canola, soy or sunflower oil contain high amounts of omega-6 fatty acids, which when consumed in large quantities can cause an imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids in the body. Normally, these 2 types of fatty acids compete with each other in the body. An increase in one will usually result in a decrease in the other. Too much omega-6, for example, will reduce omega-3 levels and vice versa. Studies show that low omega-3 intake can lead to increased inflammation. High levels of inflammation in the body have been linked to various health issues, such as heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, cancer, and sarcopenia. Sarcopenia simply means loss of muscle, which occurs naturally as you get older. However, you can develop sarcopenia much earlier if you eat too many vegetable oils, because the inflammatory response causes your body to break down muscle tissue for energy. This process is called muscle protein breakdown. To prevent this from happening, you should avoid all vegetable oils and replace them with healthy sources of fat, such as avocados, extra virgin olive oil, grass-fed butter, or raw coconut oil. Doing this alone can significantly improve your overall health and body composition while preserving your hard-earned muscle mass. Just like vegetable oils, sugar also causes insulin resistance and excessive inflammation in the body, which leads to muscle loss. Sugar is everywhere. It's in your cereal, pasta, bread, soda, juice, ketchup, and most of the packaged foods you eat every day. When you eat any of these foods, your blood sugar spikes, which causes your body to release insulin. Insulin is the key that unlocks the doors to your fat cells, allowing fat to be stored inside them. But it also prevents your body from releasing stored fat for energy. So when you're constantly eating sugar and refined carbohydrates, you'll always have high levels of insulin in your bloodstream, which prevents your body from tapping into its fat stores for energy. This forces your body to burn muscle tissue instead. Unfortunately, sugar also stimulates something called the mTOR pathway. The mTOR pathway is a cellular process that regulates growth and metabolism. When stimulated, mTOR promotes the synthesis of new fat cells and the storage of excess glycogen. Glycogen is essentially sugar stored in your liver and muscles. By consuming too much sugar, you overload your mTOR pathway, which leads to more fat being stored around your midsection. Excess fat in this area puts pressure on your stomach, which sends signals to your brain to stimulate your appetite. Soon you start feeling hungry again, which causes you to consume more sugar and fat, which restarts the entire cycle over again. To prevent this vicious cycle, I recommend cutting back on refined carbs and sugar as much as possible and replacing them with complex carbs and fiber. For example, choose brown rice over white rice, sweet potatoes over regular potatoes, and whole wheat bread over processed white bread. Doing this alone will drastically reduce the amount of sugar in your diet and help you retain more muscle. Next up is dairy products. Dairy products like milk and cheese come from animals that have been fed a diet high in grains and soy, which cause inflammation in the body. In addition to that, dairy contains hormones that are meant for baby animals, not humans. For example, milk from another mammal can cause hormonal imbalances in your body, especially if you're a man over the age of 60. In fact, a study found that men who consumed more dairy products had higher levels of estrogen and lower levels of testosterone. High estrogen levels in men cause estrogen dominance, which leads to fat gain, low libido, breast tenderness, and the loss of lean muscle mass. Another problem with dairy is lactose intolerance. As you age, you may develop a lactose intolerance, which means your body can't digest milk sugar properly. Lactose intolerance leads to bloating, gas, and diarrhea. To prevent all these issues, it is best to avoid dairy products and replace them with healthy alternatives like unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk. Another food that can rob you of your muscle is alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption has been shown to negatively impact muscle strength, power, and endurance. Alcohol interferes with your body's ability to synthesize proteins, which are essential for building and repairing muscle tissue. Alcohol also causes dehydration, which reduces blood flow to your muscles and deprives them of oxygen and nutrients. This lack of blood flow causes your muscles to waste away. In addition to that, alcohol is known to elevate the levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. High cortisol levels lead to muscle loss and fat gain. Cortisol also suppresses your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness and infections. Another problem with alcohol is that it lowers your testosterone levels, which can lead to decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, and a loss of muscle mass. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that moderate alcohol consumption can reduce testosterone levels by up to 14. Men who want to maintain their muscle mass and strength should avoid alcohol or drink it in moderation. Lastly, we have fast food and takeout meals. Fast food and takeout meals are convenient, but they're often high in calories, unhealthy fats, sugar, and salt. These foods cause weight gain, inflammation, and hormonal imbalances, all of which can contribute to muscle loss. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming fast food more than once per week was associated with a higher risk of developing sarcopenia. Fast food also causes oxidative stress, which damages muscle cells and reduces their ability to contract, leading to muscle weakness and atrophy. Processed meats like bacon, sausage, and deli meat are also a big no-no. These foods are high in sodium nitrates and artificial preservatives like BHA and BHT. Sodium nitrates are added to processed meats to preserve their color and flavor. However, they can also interfere with your body's ability to absorb nutrients, including protein. This can lead to muscle loss and decreased strength. Similarly, artificial preservatives like BHA and BHT have been linked to an increased risk of cancer and other health problems. If you want to maintain your muscle mass and strength, it is important to avoid fast food and takeout meals as much as possible and replace them with whole, unprocessed foods. Cooking your own meals allows you to control the ingredients and make sure you're getting the nutrients you need to support muscle growth and repair. So there you have it, 5 foods that can secretly steal your muscle after the age of 60. It is important to remember that everyone's body is different, and what works for one person may not work for another. Keep experimenting in the gym and in the kitchen to find what works best for you. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to watch our other videos on how to build muscle after 60. We have some great tips and tricks that will help you reach your fitness goals. Remember, it's never too late to start taking care of yourself. With a little effort and discipline, you can achieve great things. What's your biggest concern about staying strong after 60? Thanks for watching, and good luck on your fitness journey.